Welcome back. Academic institutions in New York, local government in Australia, and non-profit organizations have joined hands to further the cause of smart villages and smart cities in India, an ambitious initiative of Prime Minister Modi that was launched in 2014. Dr. Rene Mehra spoke with Professor Phillips of New York City College, Greg Bruce from Australia, and Yachneet of ISKCON Temple about the eco-friendly Govardhan village in rural Maharashtra and how it is helping school and college kids, women and farmers in that region. Let's have a look.
Today we're talking about some very critical issues that we see all the time in our lives, whether we're talking about reducing the environmental footprint or sustainable cities, smart cities, human diversity, students studying abroad. All these are converging in this interview. You have this great innovative program that's for students who go and actually see firsthand what's going on in remote areas, collect the data, and use that data for helping the people.
Request to meet Greg and some mayors from Australia, and I met Greg, and it's been a relationship for the past 7 years. And Greg has accompanied us he's done a lot of programs with us in Bronx and CUNY. And he's also accompanied us to Spain and Mallorca, Spain, where we develop weather stations and we plan them in Spain and we have the data coming to our cell phones. So we've done it in Spain and we went to Australia. He hosted us in Australia. And then subsequently we connected to the CG, Mr. Chakravarti, and he connected us to the Eco Village in India, Maharashtra, and we went there this past August, and Greg accompanied us again, and we did a lot of smart technologies and with weather stations and smart sensors that Greg is going to talk about some more later on.
We really got amplified in 2011 with an IBM Smarter City Award, and it was about that time we began to become a little frustrated with how we could access technology, and the direction of technology and smarter cities in the world has really been focused on the technology and not really on how the human being relates to the technology. And so we wanted to get carbon reductions and find out how to study this and get that. And we found that companies would give us products that really would just not guessing, but using the data they could get and then aggregating it in a way that we could not access. And then when we wanted to change it or apply to it, we then, because it was then become proprietary to that company, we couldn't access it. So we went down the route of and also the sensors that we were engaging with were high cost. So what we discovered is that to be a smart city, you really need to develop the data down to the small levels, like what's the electricity in the house, if you want to know the weather in the house, like the temperature in the house, the humidity in the house, indoor, outdoor, you really need that small granular data. And we teach students in Townsville to solder, to do actually trades type things, and to do coding themselves. And so instead of being trapped with the phone, which can do most of the things we wanted to do, we get them to assemble from parts small, low-cost
really
sensors.
Small. It's $20 only, but it does amazing stuff.
We built more complicated sensors. We set up a weather station in the Eco Village, and Yachneet will tell you about in the Eco Village in Maharashtra, and which gives you a lot of data about rainfall and rainfall amounts and temperature in there. That's important for farmers, and so the kids can now help the farmers there by having some even low-cost sensors and doing a lot of good work there.
It was an amazing journey. The CIE conference was pretty great. We actually got to showcase what we were doing in India. We are actually doing a unique project. We got the UN award in 2017. And no such award has been given to any project in Asia till now. So it's a big achievement for us, being an Indian project and being an Indian. So what we do is we call ourselves as eco warriors. We work a lot in sustainability. We do a lot of work in rural communities around where we are. So what we are trying to do is now engage with universities in the US. So like the Honorable Prime Minister said, we need to bridge the best of the West to the best of the East.
Right.
And I think Govardhan Eco Village is a perfect bridge between the West and the East. And the way we are doing it is by engaging the best minds in the West, and in our case, even down under, where Greg comes from, Australia. And we are already working with a lot of universities. We had CUNY over, Professor Philip had brought a lot of students over. They did a lot of STEM activities at the Eco Village. We have Princeton, we work with Yale, we work with UT, Utah, we have Indiana.
Ecological knowledge already exists. For me, I came back from the Gurdian Eco Village really
And you
understanding
have something common between Townsville and
19 degrees latitude. We're the same place north and south of the equator. So we're in the same tropical region, monsoon region. But the thing I came back with was really understanding the role of the cow. The cow is for me, as an ignorant person, is not just about a sacred object in India that sits on the street and doesn't do much and gets in everyone's way and is protected. It's actually a whole ecological system. The cow, I observe the cows grazing in the mountains.
We give them a lot, and they give us a lot as well in terms of these human connections. And that's one inspiration for us to return to the village again, to do even more work with these kids in the eco-village.
Like I said, we do a lot of rural development. One of our presidents is writing a book on circular economy, so we'd like to walk the path. We call it Bhakti Yoga in Business. Yes, and what it means is that we give back in society from where we take. So we are launching Haribol products. It's going to be the first A2 flavored milk in the world with turmeric, with kesar, with rose and vanilla.